Hey, and welcome to Chats with Selenites, where websites that sell come together and we talk all things digital marketing, business, and also everything that is in between. Today, the topic that we have, social media strategy basics for local businesses. And today we have our paid ad strategist, Pat McKeering. What's up, Pat?
Yo, what's going on, Marina? So keen to get into this one. Social media is one of my most passionate topics when it comes to digital marketing. I think years ago when I first saw a YouTube video or an Instagram reel, or maybe I don't think there wasn't even Instagram reels back then, but I saw Gary Vee talking about social media, and he just instantly captured my attention. I go, yeah, this guy's onto something. And ever since, I've been a massive fan of social media. So really keen to sink my teeth into this topic with you today.
Social media is the eye to everything, whether if it's like through the lens of your camera, you can see through their businesses, you can see through their world, you can see how they're feeling. And one thing I love about social media is that it takes you into a different world. I don't know. Yeah. So I love it. So it's good to be able to jump into these kind of topics and sit down together and have a chat together about it all. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask these particular questions, and they're really questions that, whether if it's a small to medium-sized business owner questions about, or if they're just starting off, or if they've been in the social media world for a long time, but they're just unsure on what to do. So hopefully some of these tips will help some of you, and or even entertain you. We do love sitting here and just having a good old chat about how awesome social media can be. So Pat, why is social media an important marketing channel for businesses today?
I think we can both agree that word of mouth, right, is probably the most powerful form of marketing for any business, especially local businesses, small businesses. Like here on the Sunshine Coast, they all rely on word of mouth and referrals to get themselves off the ground initially, right, before they start investing in other channels. Now, social media is basically the modern day version of word of mouth, right? So people will be able to share their experiences online about you and tag their friends and tell them to go there. Like if you're a local restaurant, right, they're taking photos of their meals. And look, if you're not on social media, how are they going to be able to tag you if you're not online and then share those experiences with their friends and family? So that's one of the most crucial elements, is being there for that powerful word of mouth factor. Now, social media also, it allows you to show you like your values, your opinions. Like people want to be able to engage with people businesses that relate to them, right? And that's a great opportunity to show like your personality and your values and your opinions, so that others have that opportunity to engage with you in that way. And because people like people that are like them, right?
Yep.
So they're more likely to gravitate towards you if they can see that you're like them. Just being present, it builds that trust and credibility. Yeah, being online.
Love that.
So think about, say you're in the market and you're looking to buy a house, right? One of the first places you go is either to their website or to their social media accounts to check out their work. So, and if you're not there, then they're probably going to skip you over and go to the next business and have a look at what their work. The work that they have done. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I tend to tell our clients, that they just want to feel the heartbeat of your business, and through the lens of your camera, social media is definitely one of those things that gives them access to be able to support you, but then also to be a part of your journey, but then also just become great clients of yours for the long term. So it's good. For a small local business with limited time and budget, where should they start with social media marketing?
Yeah, it could be hard to really think about where you should start. You got so many platforms these days, right? We got TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook. Oh, just to name a few,
unending.
Like Snapchat, YouTube. It really is a never-ending list of social media platforms, and there's always a new platform coming out. But look, the thing you really got to think about is, where are your customers hanging out? Like, where do they spend their time on social media?
Right.
Right. That's where you should start. And you have a look at who your customer profile is. And I'm sure we'll talk about this a little bit more about customer profiles. But what are their demographics? So if they're a little bit older, right, they're the boomers. They're most likely on Facebook. They spend a lot more time on Facebook,
yes.
right? The younger demographics, they're like if you're a fashion brand that's catering towards like Gen Z, so they're very active on TikTok, sometimes on Instagram as well. They are there as well, TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat. So
good old Snapchat.
Yeah.
I used to have Snapchat.
Oh yeah.
Do you have Snapchat?
I have it, but I rarely use it. I just couldn't get into Snapchat. Like, I'm on heaps of platforms, but
look it up. Pat McCarring people.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into Snapchat. I don't know why. TikTok's my thing. I haven't. Yeah, not using it as much anymore, but that's a conversation for another day. Kind of digressed a little bit there. But yeah, just figure out where are they and where are they hanging out, because where their eyeballs are, that's where the attention is. Right. And so choosing your platform's the most important part there. And then you're really good at like getting in front of the camera. You're a public speaking kind of person. Then videos, you're naturally going to gravitate towards video, right? You may have like your wife may be really good at photography or whatnot, so taking photographs. But yeah, it all comes back to the platform that you're using. So if you're the younger demographics and you're on TikTok, then video, reels on Instagram. The last but not least, most important part would be just being consistent.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to be posting a little bit here and there if you're really limited for time, but what's going to get you that sustained growth and engagement over time is being consistent.
I love that.
Posting several times a day over the course of a week, months,
yeah,
and then years, that really starts to compound. And before you know it, you'll have a massive following, you'll have a huge engaged audience, and a bunch of raving fans that will love you.
I love that. Is like consistent is key. And content is key. Yeah. And if you're not consistent with your content, then I think that's where people start to go, I don't know, they just kind of fizzle out a little bit.
Yeah, well, think about it. Like if you how many times have you been on to a local business's Facebook page and they haven't posted anything since 2019?
Yeah.
You think, are these guys still in business?
Yeah.
Seriously. And they probably are. Yeah. But from the eyes of like the customer or the clients, they go, oh, these guys aren't active. Oh, they mustn't be around anymore. So I'll just look for the next person.
Yeah,
and
right.
That next business, they're posting consistently. They're doing regular content. So,
well, you know what? Like straight away when I think that they haven't been posting consistently, I just go, oh, have they just like lost their... Because I'm such a heart person. Like I said, I like to feel through their social media on what the heart of their business is. And it's just like, oh, have they really stopped caring about their company?
Yeah, right.
You know, if they're not consistent about it, it's almost like walking into a business or into a shop and it just looks so dingy and sad and they just stop taking care of the shelves, of dusting the shelves and stuff like that. And that's just the feeling that I get. If I go onto a social media and they haven't been consistent with their content, or even in their stories, like little simple things. If you don't have time to post anything on your normal feed, their stories are very, what's it called? Dry. Then it's just kind of like, okay, it just shows that they just, I don't know. To me, it just feels like they just stopped.
No, you're right. And
I don't know if that's even a thing.
No, you're right. And it's not business owners' fault.
Right.
They just don't know that. That's the thing. And it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind of your business. And like, we shouldn't take away our focus from doing our jobs and serving our customers.
Right.
But you're right, and people do think like that, and it's important to put on the lens of the customer rather than thinking through your own eyes. I don't have time to do it. You need to think, how does my customer feel when they come to my social media page?
So what are the first few steps to building a simple yet effective social media strategy tailored to a local business?
Yeah,
good one.
So like, once you figure out what platform you should be targeting, so whether it be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or whatever, probably starting with those main ones, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, potentially. Then you kind of want to have a look at what your competitors are doing.
Right.
Now, if you're in a smaller market or a smaller city, like the Sunshine Coast, it's not massive. Like a lot of your competitors may not be posting heavily on social media. So look at the bigger cities. Go to Sydney and see what like the biggest electrician in Sydney is doing, for example, and what type of content they're posting and what people are engaging with on those posts. So what type of content? Like, is it the videos or like the educational videos, the before and afters? If you're an orthodontist, for example, like what are getting the most comments, the likes, shares? What are people saving? Have a look at that kind of stuff, and that'll be a great start for you to understand what your content buckets need to be. Like, so what type of content you need to post on your social media. So that will lead us to the content buckets, right?
Okay.
So then there's heaps of them. There's educational posts, right? Inspiring, transformational, community-based.
Right.
The list really does go on. So once you've audited your competitors, then you fill out those and those content buckets and go, all right, what's unique to my business that I can fill these buckets with? How can I educate my customers? How can I showcase a community aspect? Say like you're give me a business name, for example.
Mr. Whippy ice cream
Oh,
truck.
great example. You're Mr. Whippy with the ice cream shop. Like, you should be having photos of of kids and their parents and their families with big smiles,
Beautiful.
eating ice cream, showcasing that community feel.
Yeah.
Ask them if you could tag them in those photos or whatnot.
Yeah.
So, because if you're tagging them, then they're going to show. We're going a little bit off track with the topic, but yeah. So, filling up your content buckets and making sure that you're having a vast array and not just the same kind of posts when you're doing your strategy.
Great.
And then from that, create a calendar. This is probably the most important key to being consistent and keeping yourself accountable is filling out a content calendar. And you don't have to be posting every single day, right? You can start with 3 days a week.
Right.
Right. Okay. Monday, I'm going to do an educational post. Tuesday, a community spotlight.
I love that.
Thursday, something inspirational. Maybe on Friday, like if it fits your brand, you could do something a little bit funny to showcase your personality a little bit more. So that way, like I said, it'll just keep you accountable that you've got that calendar in place, and then you don't have to think about it as much. So set aside a little bit of time, a few hours to get that calendar done, and then it'll be just down the hill from there. Smooth
Awesome.
sailing. So yeah.
What types of content tend to perform best for local businesses?
Yeah, there's no one size fits all strategy here. First, it depends on your platform. So with Facebook, they do have reels now, but yeah, normally like posting photos and getting people tagged in them, sharing in community groups, that works really well. Instagram, reels is the big one, right?
Reels is a hit.
But yeah, look, it really depends on your business. And say, for example, you're an orthodontist, okay? Right? So you specialize in braces, and transforming smiles. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
So showcasing that transformation before and after pictures of when the customer first came to you, and then once you can see their beautiful, fresh new smile. So people, when they come to your page, they go, oh, wow, these guys really do a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to look like that, and hook them in with the emotion of that transformation. So that works really well. And those kind of posts work well for a lot of trade businesses as well. So you're a bathroom renovator. Show the old bathroom before you renovate it and the after picture. So when people come to your social media, they go, oh, these guys do a really great job. I'll inquire with them and get a quote. Okay.
Wisdom right there.
Yeah. So it all comes back to your business. And like, for example, if you're a lawyer, then maybe educating parts on the law that your audience may not know about, but is important for them to know.
Right.
Or if you're an accountant, things on like for small businesses, for example, if you're an accountant for other small businesses, just things that are going to help them come tax time.
Right.
So, and sharing those informational posts.
Many business owners say that they don't have time for social media.
Yeah.
What systems or tools can help them stay consistent without burning out?
Look, I would never say that you don't have enough time. Like, yeah, time is a scarce resource, but like social media is so important for your business. And if you really do care about it, you're going to find the time.
But there's good systems in place, like you said before, of the calendaring, for example.
Yeah, example, like with the calendar, right?
Planning.
So there's different tools you can use. So like if you've got a bit more of a budget and you're a little bit further down the track, then something like Hootsuite or Sprout Social, there's some great tools that you can use, not just for scheduling posts, but for audience listening, analytics and stuff like that. But like if you're a bit more on the starter side, you can just create a simple calendar in Excel if it helps, But Facebook Business Suite, you're able to schedule the posts inside Meta Business Suite. You're able to schedule your posts in there. Now for editing photos or for like static posts, Canva is an awesome tool. Like it takes a little
Canva.
Bit.
Shout out to Canva.
Like you can talk a little bit about Canva. Like you do Canva here like a lot. So maybe you can share about it.
Oh yeah. Well, for those who have looked through our social media, anything to do with the slides, that is all me. Actually, no, I shouldn't take full credit. We do have, we all take turns on Canva, and we, at first for me, because I only just started Canva last year, and it was a little bit overwhelming because the creative side is not my sweet spot.
Yeah. Okay.
I know what looks good. I know what feels good, and I'm happy to direct, but I was able to tap into my creatives, try and tap into a creative side that I didn't know that existed. They have beautiful templates there on Canva, so that way they can help you with how to do color coordination and also just types of sizes and shapes of like what kind of slides you would like. It's just such a brilliant tool to be able to use.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun now having to go, okay, for example, websites that sell, I would put up on Canva, and I want to make sure that all the fonts are the same font as our company, colors and all of that is all on there, because it takes a really good screen. Like it screens it, it scans it, and then just pretty much just blurts out the things that you want.
You no longer need to rely on Photoshop or Illustrator or advanced like graphic designer tools. Yeah, there are those places for those people, but if you're just getting started, you don't have the budget to hire a graphic designer. Yeah, it's super simple to do, or maybe someone in the family can take charge of that. So like, absolutely, Canva's definitely one. And then like if you're editing videos, CapCut.
CapCut's good too.
Great,
that's
but my
fun.
favorite's InShot. So I like InShot.
Oh, InShot.
Yeah. I
need to look that up.
Back in my TikTok days, like I use that a lot when editing the videos, and it's a great place. You can get your audio tracks on there. So InShot's a good one as well. They're just a few simple tools. Like
that's great.
Never look past ChatGPT. All right. So it's really great for helping you ideate, come up with ideas for your content. Help you script some videos if you need a bit of help with that. But like you really got to write it in your own words. If you're using it for that, it's good to come up with frameworks.
Great.
But it doesn't understand the nuances of human language as well, and human psychology, and understanding what your customers are actually thinking. So you got to kind of play with it a little bit. And
no, I can hear I can instantly just hear business owners going, not ChatGPT. That stuff's the devil. No, not really, but they're a little bit anti of it. But it's ChatGPT really helps. It's like an online buddy that would be able to just when you have like writer's blockage, or you just you can't see straight, and you just blurt out exactly what you need, and it just spits out the heart of your company. It's really good to have. So for those small business owners who are struggling to even find the passion to go onto social media just because of the creativity side of things, just know and be reassured that you have tools out there that are able to help you these days. Yes, again, for Canva, for Hootsuite, for CapCut, those things are such beautiful basics to be able to use, and tools to use to be able to lift off your business if you want to be able to try and get social media for your business. So go for it.
Yeah,
I say go for it.
And just before we do move on, like don't look past your phone. Like your phone is like this thing here this is the most powerful thing you have as a small business owner. You don't need fancy equipment or anything to get started with your social media. Yep. Like I can tell you there's loads of businesses and some of our clients out there, a lot of the content that they shoot, right, and that we help them with, they use their phones, and you can get some really great stuff just on the phone, and editing on your phone. It's super easy. Yeah.
I think because I'm mostly on the road, I tend to edit not while driving, FYI, but I do edit when I'm out and about videos for work. So it's, all right. So just backtracking a little bit from the question, what are the most important aspects of social media strategy for small businesses?
Look, we spoke about this before, and the number one thing is consistency. Right,
yep.
You can get.
There's that word again, people.
Like when you first start out, you're gonna get like a little bit disheartened that people aren't liking my posts. I'm not getting many views on my reels. But none of that matters really. It's like yes, they do have their place and they're great.
It's that dopamine hit, I swear.
Yeah, it is. It is that dopamine hit, and that's just our human nature. But like, the consistency of the posting is what matters. And like you said, like it actually reflects upon your brand more when you are consistent, because that's a subconscious thing people think about, right?
Yeah, great.
When they come to your page and they go, oh, these guys are consistent. They may not think like consciously, oh, these guys are consistent, but it is something that is in the depths of their mind when they come to your page, right? And then over time, it'll start picking up over time. It takes time. It's similar to SEO, right? Mm-hmm. Like you don't put a blog up and then all of a sudden you're ranking 1 on Google. It takes consistent effort, months and even years to start to really grow. Yeah. But it's just important that you're consistent, and that's what I would say for that one.
Yeah, no, that's, and I agree with that. If you're consistent with your content, and if you feel like you're not consistent with your content, again, go back to the tools that, we shared before of like ChatGPT to be able to just refresh your ideas a little bit. All right. So a couple more questions for you, Pat. So how do I identify my audience?
So look at your existing customer base, right? So who are they? What ages are they? What are the types of questions they normally ask you, and you could also, like, if you've already got a bit of a following, or you've been posting a little bit already, you can check the insights,
right?
Or inside Meta and Instagram, and check the demographics of who's engaging with your post. But then the best thing to do, and this is what we help our clients with, is actually speaking to your customers. Right. And having a chat with them and finding out why they chose you, why they didn't almost pick you, they're the kind of things. So your existing customer base is the first place to start.
Great. Awesome. How do I choose the right platform? TikTok?
Yeah, look, the right platform. We talked about it before. It really depends on who your customers are. Okay. And where do they spend their most time?
Yeah, great.
Where do they spend their time on social media? So the boomers on Facebook, younger demographics, TikTok, Snapchat. The millennials are really heavily on Instagram. And it's also what makes sense for your brand too, right?
You still on TikTok, Pat?
I am on TikTok, but I don't use it often anymore. No.
Snapchat?
Nah.
I love Snapchat. It was so much fun, but that was back in the day. What would make you tell a local business not to invest in social media?
Yeah, look, it's a good question, Marina. Like if we were talking monetary, or are we talking our time investment? But look, let's just look at it as a time investment first of all, because that's really where most people are starting. It's their time that they need to invest to grow it, right? Look, I would never say not to. There's always going to be some time that you can set aside to make it a priority. But look, if it's taking away from your ability to run your business, so if you're spending too much time on social media, you're checking for likes and stuff, and it's taken away from your ability to service your customers, if it's taking your ability away from sales, right, your service delivery, and it's taking away your time from that, then you really need to have those things dialed in well, because that's the crux of your business. You've got to make sure you're looking after your customers, you're selling, so you've got money coming through to keep the business going, keeping the lights on and growing, and your service delivery as well as part of that customer experience. So yeah, look, make sure they're nailed and that you're doing them well first. And then, like I said, there is time. We can all find time. It's just whether you make it a priority or not.
Are there business types or situations where it's genuinely not worth it though?
Yeah, I mean, like we've got so many platforms these days that it does make sense. Like you may think let me think of an example of a business where it wouldn't make sense. Okay, so maybe if you're in wholesaling, for example, right? It may not make sense to be posting on Instagram or on doing silly TikTok videos because your audience just isn't there, right? But LinkedIn is there.
Right.
LinkedIn is social media. It's a great place to connect with people and share your ideas, okay? And so that's where we can move into more personal branding as well. Right. So you're not necessarily just sharing about your business, but you're sharing about your own personal values. And so it's a great way to be able to connect with people within your industry. So, yeah, I would never say there isn't. There may be some outliers where it's not appropriate at all, but for the vast majority of businesses, there will be one channel or another that makes sense.
That's brilliant. Brilliant. That is us for Chats with Selenites. I hope that you guys totally enjoyed everything that we have shared with you. If you loved it that much that you think that a friend should be able to listen to this, please make sure that you share it with a friend. Go ahead onto our YouTube channel and like and subscribe so that way we can make sure that every business owner can get the goal that we're sharing with every single marketplace leader here. So we love you guys. We hope you guys have enjoyed what we have shared. But until next time, ciao for now.